Ryan, obviously another big game. You need to keep the pressure on. How are the boys feeling ahead of this one?
Yeah, looking forward to it. I think we're in a good place at the minute. Training's been good all week, so we're in a good run. We've got good momentum, and we just want to keep that going.
How important are these weekends where you play ahead of Celtic to get the points on the board, just to narrow that gap and apply a wee bit of pressure?
Look, I think for us we're in a good place, and we're getting all injuries back and stuff for the squad. So for us, we just want to go and try and be as strong as we can every game, try and win every game. We can't really control what happens elsewhere, so for us it's just full focus this week on our game and our 3 points, and that's what we aim to go out and get.
Do you feel you've got a bit of momentum behind you now? Obviously unbeaten since the manager came in. You're digging out the results when you need them. Do you feel like you've got the wind at your back at the moment? Yeah,
I think that always helps. I think getting results and building momentum at any time of the season is always good, and the manager's came in and changed a few things, and training's been very good. It's been very intense since he's came back to the club, so we're obviously reaping rewards of results on that, but we're still striving to get better performances and try and get that perfect performance, if you like.
Can I just ask about your own situation? Your contract's up in the summer. Is there any update on talks with the club? Or?
Nah, there's no update.
Do you want to stay beyond this season?
Yeah, like I've said before, I think I spoke 3 weeks ago, when we played Dundee United, and I said it's a great club to play for. It's a privilege every time you put on that top and you represent that badge. So nothing's changed for me and how we'll go about it from the end of the season, but there's no update as far as it is now.
Is that difficult at the moment, Ryan, when that is up in the summer, or are you fully focused on your performances until the end of the season?
Look, I think you always want to have things secured and everything in obviously a perfect world, but sometimes it's not that. In my case right now it's not, and but I'm fully focused to give everything that I need to do and try and play as well as I can from now to the end of the season for myself, my teammates, and when the time's right and the time comes, I'm sure we'll sit down and we'll speak.
How do you feel your performances have been under the new manager, specifically thinking about the cup semi-final when I think he named you after the game as having a key performance?
Yeah, look, I'm really enjoying it. I think I've said that before, that since the managers came back to the club, it's training's went up a different level for the intensity and sort of the way he wants us to play and the way he sees the game. So it's been ideal for me and for the rest of the squad, and we just want to keep that going and keep the momentum that we have.
Your teammate this week, Todd Cantwell, what's he been like in training?
Yeah, obviously we've only seen him maybe 2 or 3 times, but he looks sharp, and he's maybe not had a lot of football, a lot of games, but that will come, and we've seen his quality already in training. I'm sure he'll be a big addition to the squad.
The manager's spoken about how valuable you are a part of the squad. When it comes to the contract stuff, is there a sense that because of your injury problems the last few years, this next 6 months you need to prove that you can still play week in, week out?
No, look, I think for me I always need to prove to myself and to my teammates, to the club, to the fans that you can still wear that shirt and you're still good enough to wear the shirt, and that goes for any player, whether you've had injuries or you haven't, or if you've been playing week in, week out, or if obviously you've not had as much game time. I think we're all in the same position every day. You need to keep improving every game. You need to keep improving, and for me it's no different.
So I wonder, do you get to see any of the fan stuff about your injuries, maybe some doubts over how reliable your body is, and like, have you learned to trust your body again since your big surgery 18 months ago?
To be honest, nah, I don't see it, but I'm not interested. To be honest, it's my belief is what I've done and what I can do going forward under the manager. I've spoke to the manager. He's been superb with me, and since he's came back, he's highlighted that he thinks that I've got a big part to play from now to the end of the season. So for me, it's the outside noise is what I can't control. For me, it's doing what I can do every day, try to learn, try to improve, and try and get better.
Ryan, how do you feel physically? Because 3 of the last 4 games, you've had 2 90 minutes and 120 minutes. You feel that you're back to your top level?
Yeah, I feel great. I think obviously I picked up a injury to start the season, and then from then it was sort of game time was limited, sort of in and out the team, and it was hard to obviously find a bit of form, but I feel great. I've been trained pretty much every day since the manager's been in, getting used to his style, his sort of way of playing again, and I feel great.
What are the main aims for both yourself and the team for the rest of the season? Obviously, you are 9 points behind in the league. The manager says it's just one game at a time, trying to get closer. Cup final, last 16 in the Scottish Cup as well.
Yeah, I think I've touched on it that it's always to improve every day and individually as a team. There's going to be tough tests, no doubt, from now to the end of the season. I think we're in a good place to handle that test that it's going to come our way, i.e. cup finals and big derbies and big away games. But we're in a great place as a squad, and we just want to keep taking game at a time as we have been, and it's worked well for us so far.
Obviously, Todd Cantwell's come in already. There's a couple of rumours about midfielders coming in. How do you feel about that position being strengthened in particular, and do you back yourself to still get in the team?
Yeah, look, we've got great options. I think obviously myself and John and Glenn have played. I think then you've got Scotty Arfield, Malik. Look, we've got great options. It's very strong, and for us, I've touched on it before as well, that every day it's tough competition when you come to training, and you need to show up and train every day, and that'll show that you're ready to fight for a place in the team. And when you get the chance in a match day, you need to go and give everything and show that you want to stay in the team.
Ryan, there was a lot of things said about the squad's fitness previously, start of the season and things. You mentioned a lot about Michael Beale's training and intensity, but in the last few games it seems that the more games have went on, especially at Hampden, thinking Candace as well, you've got a lot stronger and really played really well. Is that something you kind of attribute maybe towards the level of training, and is that something you're enjoying as well? Yeah,
I think that's helped. I think obviously when you train your body that way every day, training's competitive and it's at a high level, high standards that the manager holds. That's only going to make us better, and when we go into match days, make us stronger as the games go on. And obviously, as you touched on the extra time thing there as well, that if you train your body every day to be ready for that, then obviously when it does come, it's a lot easier on the body. So now, look, we're in a good place. We're fit and strong, and I said we're getting a lot of players back from injury, and there's a lot of competition for places, so we're in a good place.
Manager also said as well, when I spoke to him last week about your performance, about you getting numbers on the door, obviously scoring at Hampden and things. Is that something you're keen to do a lot more of, and do you enjoy having that licence to be able to break forward when the time comes? Yeah,
I think so. I think obviously there's going to be times that in different games that you're going to have to sit behind the play and feed the flair players, if you like, sort of like the Ryan Kents and Malik Tillmans. But sometimes from now and again, the manager's touched on that why not be the one that can break forward and try and get on the score sheet and try and help assist or play a big part in goals. So for me, it's just obviously adapting the all-round game and try to get better.
Ryan, do you see on the positioning, obviously Stephen Davis is out injured, but do you see as you go into your 30s, do you see maybe learning for him and moving back the way? I know obviously the manager worked on you to get forward a bit more, yeah. But as you get older?
No, like Davo's obviously top player, has been for years, played at the highest level, so I've had the obviously privilege to play with him for a good few years now, and I think if you say you're not learning every day off a player like that, then you're lying, do you know what I mean? So no, I've played with Davo for a few years, top player, top guy, and sometimes in games, as I touched on there, you have to sit behind and dictate the play. Sometimes you might have to be the one that breaks forward and try and help the team. So every game's different, every challenge is different, so you've just got to adapt as it comes.